All right.
To come pick him up, and then he seen me tail.
Well, as we said, we work for BuzzFeed articles, and we usually,
I don't see him.
and when we reach a topic, we have to inquire things about it. So what we're working on is, we're working on a couple lists. Right now we have a top 10 arrests and a top 10 most ridiculous fines.
Okay, so how may I help you
now,
with
you
that?
don't have to...
he stopped on the sidewalk again, outside.
we just want to inquire, like, what would be an outrageous, like, what... You'd have, like, a story of something crazy that happened with an arrest or, a fine, anything. You don't have to do 10 of them, we just need a couple so we can put them on the article.
I'm backing off because I'm more visible than you.
Well, I have to say I'm quite new to the force. I have a few arrests under my belt. Ridiculous arrests? Let me think.
Still going down the street.
Keep eyes on him just a little bit longer. I'm in reposition.
Well, I could say
Still going down the
there's
road.
been several opportunities where I could find someone for jaywalk, and I'm sure that's happened before. I'll tell you what, right? A lot of the time, this happened today, actually, right?
Still running easy.
Routine traffic stop.
Yeah, he crossed
Guy
it,
just was speeding a little bit above the limit. He was doing about 90 miles an hour over the freeway.
Still going east.
Going about 20 miles an hour over the limit.
Ah.
And we tried to stop him, and he just fucking sped off.
Who's that just rolled up with fire?
Took us ages to get him to stop, and eventually we got him pinned down in the log yard.
Yeah, I don't even know what I
just up in Polito, all the way up in Polito, I should say.
On it by accident.
He went south.
And
he ran south.
one of them turned around and fucking shot at me.
The south side of that.
Bear in mind,
Oh, wow.
at this point, all we wanted to do was just stop them for speeding, right? The other one was hiding in like this under passageway up near the log yard when we managed to get that one guy who shot me.
Yeah, he probably ran into it.
And he ended up, we ended up finding him with 45 grams of methamphetamine on him as well. So that's
Oh, wow.
a felony offence of carrying narcotics with the intention to sell with 2 aggravated.
A Prius.
So yeah, they both got 20 months, all because they didn't stop at a traffic stop. So it just goes to show you that, these guys get it in their head that running is the best thing, when really it's not. You just pull over, answer some of our questions, say you're sorry, get a little bit of a fine maybe. I mean, he was only looking at the maximum fine was for that kind of offence $500, and we ended up fining him nearly $10,000 for what he did.
Oh, and you said somebody stole a police cruiser?
So I'd say that's quite fucking ridiculous, right? Just because he did not stop at a traffic stop, he ended up serving time and getting a fairly big fine.
Oh, no, so that's definitely going on the list, yeah. And I have a personal question. When you guys have big chases like that, and it's just taking too long, do you bring out the helicopters?
Well, we're having some logistical issues with our helicopter crews at the moment, and they're tied up with the offset in place because a lot of our helicopter pilots are on leave right now. Either that, or they've been called out to Liberty City, where they've seen a surge of crime take place. As things start to heat up here, though, I'm sure that they'll come back, and we'll see.
You got him at gunpoint?
I hear you, man. That's good. That's good information. I like that. That's definitely ridiculous, like. And that happens a lot, when they're supposed to stop, they don't. The thing is, when you're a criminal, they don't know what you have on them, and a simple background check or a warrant check might really fuck someone over. So I can see why they run, but it's really inevitable, right?
Oh yeah.
It happens.
But that's the thing.
I like that. I like.
That's the thing, and that's what we're always telling people: is just stop, talk to us. Usually, it's not as bad as it seems.
Now, do you guys ever do raids on like popular drug areas or like gang affiliated areas?
I haven't been part of a raid yet, but what we do is we do a show of force where we basically arrive on scene of known hotspots for criminal activity, every single officer on duty, every single officer driving, all of us with our lights on, all of us with our sirens on, and we essentially just show them that we're here, we're fucking looking for them, we know what they're doing. So that's the closest to a raid we've gotten so far.
Yikes! I hear you. Oh wow! I know you're new to this force and all, but do you guys prioritize the selling of meth over weed over here, or do you just kind of like treat them the same? Like as long as you have a large amount of something, you're going in for it, you know?
Oh yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah.
There is different classes of narcotics, obviously. Like for instance, meth is rated more highly. I think it's a class B over a class A. So or it could be the other way around. I'm not really drug enforcement. I'm more just local beat, you know, just maintaining the peace kind of.
I hear you, man.
And occasionally, because I also drive, I'll be looking out for speeding violations and things like that. We have our own officers who specialise in gang-related activity and drug-related activity. It just so happened that the guy that we placed under arrest today had meth on him. So that was the first time I properly got my hands stuck in drug-related activity anyway.
Gotcha.
We gotta get that cruiser out of here, alright?
But yeah, you see from...
the last question would just be, do you guys do any sort of like ride-along kind of things where you like will take like civilians and kind of give them a glimpse of like what you do? Because I think that would be interesting for at least for us as like journalists to do at some point.
I tell you what, that would be a good question to put to the Chief of Police. He's Captain Stock. Whenever he's out and about, you can reach him at this police station. His office is in here. His office is over there to the left. I'll actually, if you want, I'll come in and show you his office. He usually hangs around here whenever he's on duty.
All right, nice. I mean, we were a little hesitant to come in here before because we didn't know what was off limits. I know all this stuff is, but like this lobby right here, is it cool for civilians to wait in here for police?
Absolutely, that's what this area is for. We got refreshments over here, and this is the front desk here where you, you know, if there's a officer on duty who's able to man the desk, that's if we're very fucking, you know, laid back and nothing's really happening. Let's say we'll have somebody back here who's usually operating dispatch for us as well. But at the moment we only have a few cops on duty, so we're all out on the beat. But yeah, you can come in here, you're free to roam here, you're free to grab yourself a drink, sit down. You're just not allowed in those doors back there. You're not allowed in these doors. You're basically not allowed through any door. You're only allowed through this door back here.
Alright, I'm gonna have to do a quick pat down before I take off your cuffs. Anything that will poke, prod, or injure me, sir?
How long is it before restart?
It just hit 5 minutes as I arrived.
The only thing I would say is if when you start hearing that, that's basically sound being carried through the fucking building from downstairs. They're processing someone right now.
Oh, definitely.
And sometimes you can catch glimpses. Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes you can catch glimpses of the conversation through the fucking walls. Out of character right second, that's obviously just because you're in proximity to them that you can hear them. But when you're trying to have a conversation, it can get a bit annoying, so you just walk out here, have a conversation with whoever you're having a conversation with.
Makes sense, yeah.
So yeah, I hope that satisfies your questions, and I'm always up for a few questions for you. And excuse me, sir, I'm just having a conversation. That's very rude of you to interrupt me.
Going off road on the sidewalk.
Well, I guess I'm not talking to you then.
I'm gonna hit out with one count of VA for manslaughter.
God damn it, I'm trying to post bail for my nigga. I need to know where to go.
Sir, can you refrain from using that kind of language in the future, please?
Why, sir? What happened to freedom of speech?
Does anybody have magical...
I don't have to explain why, you just have to read the rules of the city, the rules of being here.
What rule is that? That I can't express myself in the way that I want to?
Anyway, yeah, I hope that answers your questions, and yeah, feel free to pop in anytime if you got any more.
Officer. No.
Appreciate that, sir. That was great.
We've got a huge amount. We've just had a huge amount of activity at the front of the station.
Can I call this man a jackass?
A huge amount of activity. We've got 6 people out front.
Say that one more time, motherfucker.
Whoa!
Say that one more time.
Drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun.
Whoa!
Holy! I was putting it away! Settle down! Alright, I was putting it away. You didn't have to tase me.
You don't draw a weapon.
Damn.
Attack you. Verbally assaulting
right?
you.
I ain't even
It's not
a nigga.
an excuse for pulling a weapon. So,
Alright, so you're just gonna allow that person to say those kinds of things to me?
Sir, can you please stop walking into the area? Can you please leave the area right now? Leave the area right now, sir.
Everybody up here by this situation needs to leave the area.
Sir, leave the area.
He got in front of everybody at the police department.
Leave the area, sir, or I will place you under arrest for obstruction.
I have the right to bear arms.
Don't make dinner today. I'm kind of in some trouble.
You have the right to bear arms and not point a weapon at somebody because they verbally assaulted you.
Please tell Billy 1 and 2.
Okay, I can't point my gun at people?
No, buy some food for you because I'm gonna be gone for.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna pull the trigger.
And yeah, just send me some money every like week, and yeah, I should be good. Alright.
I warned you, sir.
I learned my lesson. I won't do it again. Okay? Can I please be let go?
Alright, sir.
No,
Time to go.
Phone back. Alright, so
you have a nice
how long
day.
am I gonna go in for? God damn it.
40
months. God damn it.
Ooh, last second. There we go.
Hey, hands up or die. Hands up or die.
Someone trying to...
Yeah, the black dude that was out front when red just shot. They're bullet hole in the windows from the black dude with the dreads, the blonde dreads.
Right, all that happened was I was talking to a couple of reporters from BuzzFeed when all of a sudden 4 guys rolled up. All of them, maybe except for a couple, were independent from each other. It just happened to be chance they were all rolling up at the same time. And then all of a sudden somebody dropped the N-bomb. Somebody pulled out a weapon on that person because he got verbally abused, he said. And so then that's when they all kicked off with the arrests.
And then while y'all are going downstairs, I'm sitting there watching the door, and the black dude with the blonde dreads decided he was going to fire a round off in the door, so I had to take cover. Oh well, I think I'm going to bed.
Night, Colonel Sanders. Everybody get in? I hope so.
Wait, what the hell? You're already on duty?
Yeah. Does anybody happen to remember what that guy's name was that pointed the gun?
Negative.
I'm 10:42 today. Correction, 10:41 today. Jesus.
I'm 6:10:41.
Out of 16:10:1.
Adam 15, 10:41, 10:8. I can't tell if this guy in the PD right now with the same clothes is the same guy I tased. He's got a freaking face mask.
Did you need help back at you then?
No, I'm just gonna let him go. He pointed a weapon, I tased him and cuffed him right before server restart, but I never got a name.
I've just seen someone holding a illegal firearm at the garage. It looked like a fucking fully automatic Uzi. He's now on a black and red motorcycle. He's wearing a red mask with a golden cap and white sleeves. Get off the bike, please, sir. Driver, get off the bike. Keep your hands up. Right, so I pulled up and yes, I'm about to explain that to you. I pulled up and it looked like you were jerking yourself off in the corner here when it actually looked like you were trying to put away some kind of weapon. Do you have any weapons on you, sir?
Yes, of course. I do have a couple of licensed firearms.
You have a few licensed firearms. Okay, well I'm going to go ahead and pat you down. Is there anything else I should know about? Is there any?
Nope, nothing at all.
Okay. Okay, sir, so what's this? Ah, okay, it's a pistol 50.
Yeah.
Pistol 50 is legal, isn't it?
Yeah, that there's a pistol.
Okay, is there any reason why you were...
50 caliber pistol.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
When you pat him down and it says he has a weapon, that means it's illegal.
I actually happened to find that on the ground. Happened to walk over it and it kind of, you know, seen it there.
Oh no,
I thought it might be useful, so...
Well, even so, you've got an illegal firearm on you. So, I'm going to have to ask you to stop right there. What?
Just making sure you locked your door.
I see. Well, you do realise that I could get you for attempted grand theft for that.
I'm the Joker! That one in court, you go for it. I just told you what I was doing. That's up to you how you want to handle it.
Well, I don't know about you, buddy, but if someone walks up to my car and tries to handle, I'm gonna think the worst.
Well, you can think it, but until I open the door and get in it, no attempt.
Alright, well, just don't do that again, please.
Nope, that's an attempt.
Well, I do it on occasion, because occasionally an officer forgets to lock their door.
Don't do it. It is attempted. Let me tell you, it is attempted grand theft. It is attempted grand theft
well,
too.
We'll have to argue. We'll have to argue that one because technically it's not. But we'll just settle it to be unagreeing on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, if you wouldn't mind, sir, just give me a bit of room.
Gentlemen in the purple suit, go ahead and get your car and leave.
And pull on the handle. Just explain that.
Hey you. Hey mime.
Right, so at this time you are under arrest for the possession of an illegal firearm as well as the display of a firearm in a public place. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do say can and will be used in evidence against you. You do have the right to an attorney, however, if you cannot afford one, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights, sir?
Yes, sir.
Alright,
whoa.
Adamstown, I'm 1015 with the firearm. And moving.
Hi, how are you?
I'm 610-8.
I got arrested, bro.
Whose cruiser is this in the parking lot?
He's still on scene.
Yeah, 10-4. I just don't want to leave it in
So I'm
case it's
getting
left it
arrested for
unlocked.
having an unlicensed firearm? That's it?
And displaying it in a public place.
Okay.
Displaying any firearm in a public place is an offence.
Okay, got that.
1-5, this is for, I believe this is your vehicle.
Yeah, be careful, dude. Don't pull out a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Disregard, I just tested the locks, they're all good.
It's a mime.
(10-15, 1076 to station. PD.
Gambino, are you still there?
You got off.
Excuse me, officer.
Sorry sir, I'm quite busy over here. If you have a question, go to the front desk.
Well, can you actually let that man go?
Is there any reason why you went illegal with your choice of firearm?
Huh?
With my choice? I didn't buy it. I found it on the ground.
Of course you did, sir.
Yeah, that's what I had mentioned earlier too. I told you I found it on the ground.
Of
seen
course.
it there, and could be lucky around here. You know, you got to keep it around with all these gangs everywhere.
Of course. Whatever you say, sir. Alright, so I'm going to uncuff you, but lock the cell on the way out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so just hold tight while I get your paperwork ready.
Well, I got nowhere else to go.
This is Adam 15, 1042.
Adam 10 with a question. Would the pistol 50 be a class 1 or class 2 firearm?
Check the description. Hold on, I'll check.
It doesn't give me a description of which one is which, to be honest. It just says class 1, class 2.
I'll take a look real quick.
I'm assuming a class 1 would be what he's got, because class 2 is a heavier penalty. I'm assuming that's like ARs and stuff. I'm gonna go with Class 1 for now until someone corrects me.
Yeah, Nikobe, I just want to tell you that you're my hero.
No problem, sir.
I didn't think that Institute could recognize the gamepad.
Right, so I've got all this paperwork ready for you.
Okay, so I think a Class 1 firearm is the legal one, but without a license.
Right,
I'm not entirely sure, because it's from the description, so it might be a Class 2, but you know, go ahead and I guess just hit him with the Class 1 since it's just a handgun. Oh, wait, no, the descriptions are at the bottom. Hold on. Forgot about this. Class 1 firearm. Any semi-automatic pistol, revolver, semi-automatic rifle, or shotgun legally purchased with appropriate licensure. Class 2 firearm. Any long rifle or long gun, submachine gun, fully automatic capable weapon. So it would be a Class 1 technically.
Temple. Right, so you stand charged of 2 offences. The first one is actually just a misdemeanor of brandishing a firearm, but it carries a penalty of $30,000. And the other one is the possession of a Class 1 firearm without a license, which is maximum penalty is 15 months in state. However, I am going to authorize the plea of 10 minutes. So it's a 10-minute stay in the state. So maximum $30,000 with 10 minutes time. Do you understand these charges, sir?
Yes, sir, of course. Thank you for being lenient.
I tried. I wish I could be lenient on the fine here, sir, but the paperwork's very strict.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Anything to keep the city safe, right?
Well, yeah, that's the idea. I don't know why you think it was a good idea to be brandishing such a firearm. You say you found it, but it was in your possession nonetheless. You should have reported it to the police the moment you found it. So I'm afraid that it's going to be the maximum fine.
Yeah, you're right. I should have. That's where the penalty comes on my side.
Those shots are not the gun store. They are at the.
Alright, so we'll enjoy your 10-month stay at our luxury resort. Oh, did I get that right? No, it's actually a shithole, I'm afraid.
It's okay. I've been in worse.
We're getting some really fucking stupid 911 calls. Yep, go ahead.
I was just gonna let you know that I checked with, double checked with Gambino, and somebody pulling on your door handle is attempted GTA, especially if it's with intent.
It's 6 requesting 122 at my location.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, LT. I appreciate the clarification. Did you? I noticed you pulled the clown aside. Did you explain that to him?
Yeah, but he said that if somebody decides to detain him for that and arrest him for attempted GTA, he's gonna go up the chain. So I just made sure if I went up the chain, I'd hear what I thought I'd hear.
Right, where is he?
What's that?
Where is he?
Well, he's gone now. You made the decision when it happened to not do anything about it, which is your judgment. So he's free on that one. But if he does it again, you can detain him.
Right, yeah,
because
between you and me, he's hang on. Yeah, between you and me, he is one of the top citizens of this state, if you catch my drift. So I didn't want to fuck with him just in case he was right.
Oh, he's a moderator, but he is wrong about it not being attempted GTA.
Yeah, I mean, fucking in real life, you walk up to a police cruiser and try the doors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't walk up to anybody's car and try to open it.
Exactly.
There's no reason for you to do it. The only reason you can do that is if you've been given permission to, you know, you're a friend or something like that. Like, they know you. You don't walk up to somebody else's car you don't even know and pull on the handle. That's attempted GTA.
Adam 6 to 15 direct.
Go ahead and send it.
Can you meet me at the dealership?
I suppose I can jump back in. I got off, but...
Sorry,
I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm on scene if it's just backup you need.
This man shot someone in self-defense, and he's not consenting to a search, and I don't know if I'm allowed to.
If you know he shot somebody on self-defense, like do a GSR. If he fired a weapon, you have reasonable cause to search.
All right. I mean, he admitted to firing the weapon.
Well, then you don't even have to do a GSR. You can search him right there. He's on the scene of the crime.
All right, sir. My superior is telling me that if you fired your weapon and you admit to firing the weapon, I have every right to search you and make sure your weapon's legal and licensed.
I can bring out the pistol.
I mean,
I should probably clarify. Do you know for sure it's self-defense?
I mean, I got a couple.
I can physically show you the firearm. You don't have to go through my inventory.
He does have a couple bruises on his face from being attacked.
Just search him.
Backing him up. All right.
Sir, you are gonna have to be searched. I'm sorry. If you have any complaints, my badge number is 2207. You can take it up with my higher ups and report it to Internal Affairs. I have all the
my
footage.
lawyer's pulling up right now. I don't consent to search. My lawyer's right here.
Oh, your lawyer has been caught in multiple crimes. I don't know if he's licensed.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm sorry about this, LT, but we're gonna need you on because fucking Patel's here.
We don't have any licensed lawyers in this town as of at this moment either.
Exactly, so he's not licensed to practice here.
Sir. Again, if you have any complaints, report it to Internal Affairs. I'm gonna have to detain you while I do a quick pat down, sir. Actually, I don't have to do that in this, don't I? Never mind, I'm not detaining you. I'm just gonna do the quick pat down. Everything will poke, prod, or injure me, sir.
I'm not consenting to search. I can show you the weapon.
Well, you don't have to consent. You fired your weapon. I need to make sure that it's legal and licensed. I need to make sure you're not holding out any other weapons on me.
Alright, so pretty much if you're not involved in this, you need to leave. Don't walk up mine, walk back to your car.
Alright, let's see here. Oh, we got a couple legal weapons here. A couple automatic weapons, some class 1s. Got a joint.
Get in your car and leave.
Personal use. Alright. So at this time, you're going to be detained. Actually, no. Since I found some illegal weapons, you're under arrest, and you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you, sir?
I don't understand my rights completely. You need to explain to me a little bit better.
Alright, you have the right to remain silent, which means you do not have to answer any questions I ask you at this point. Everything you say to me can be used in the court of law as evidence. You have the right to an attorney, which means you can have an attorney with you present during questioning, but as we do not have any licensed attorneys right now, you know, there's no one that can come and help you at this moment. And if there were any, if you cannot afford one, we would appoint one to you.
Step in your car and leave the area.
Do you understand your rights as I read them to you now, sir?
My attorney's standing right here. I don't understand what you guys are saying.
Again, there are no licensed attorneys in the city. The government is currently working on a licensing program and should be available within the next couple weeks. But at this time,
in other words, it's the cop rule. It's like it's sort of like Russia. They control it. We don't have any say in it. They can do as they wish. We cannot.
Once again, if you don't leave, you're gonna go to jail.
Yes, and you can Again, you can report us if you don't think there's a spare. You can report us. I gave you my badge number. If you have a complaint, you can bring it up with Internal Affairs, or you can bring it up with. I believe that's my supervisor coming up right now. He's the one that told me you don't need consent to search you at this point. So if you have any questions, you can talk to him right now.
So I told this officer that I would show him the weapon physically, that he didn't have no right to go through my inventory and search me because I was protecting my work vehicle and my well-being. This man came at me and threatened my life. I told him to stop or I was gonna fire upon him. He didn't, proceeded to come my direction. And your officer now confiscated my weapons and I am in handcuffs because he went ahead and searched me.
Okay, but you did say that you were gonna show him the weapon, right?
I told him I would show him the weapon. I would physically bring the weapon out and show him that he did not have to go through my inventory.
If he seen the weapon, he would have noticed that it was illegal anyhow, and he would have had to confiscate it. Either way.
Actually, no, he would have showed him the pistol.
The weapons that he got were not the ones that I used.
I heard
which is why I told him I would physically show my firearm.
So let me get the full story here. Is this guy speaking or is he just staying quiet?
He's been quiet so far.
I don't even think he has a mic.
The guy doesn't even speak. Yeah, the guy doesn't even speak.
He's just like fail RP, waiting to be kicked.
Completely.
I see.
And I get fucked 80K because of it.
Alright, sir, so you're saying this gentleman...
Once again, we're not doing this. If you're not involved in this situation, you're leaving the area. You're going to be detained.
Yeah, fuck off.
If you're not involved, please leave the area. They will warn you and then they will tase you.
What's happening here? Okay, this is an active crime scene. If you're not involved in the active crime scene, you're going to leave the area or you're going to be tased. I'm not warning anybody else again.
Is this guy in the black shirt involved?
I was here when it all went down. I was just staying here. Just in case you had any questions or needed another story, I was staying here.
Alright, how about this guy right here in front of me?
Yep, he was hit by the guy in the blue shirt.
The guy in the black shirt, I don't know what he's doing here.
The guy in the black shirt was hit by the guy in the blue shirt and blue jeans.
Wait.
I think by black shirt he means me.
So like I said,
yeah.
This guy, you're saying this guy came at you.
Where are you going?
You warned him to stop, you pulled out your gun, and then you fired because he didn't stop. Self-defense. I agree that that's self-defense. However, did he actually assault you, or did he assault the vehicle and then come at you?
And your officer searching me without consent after I told him I would physically show him my weapon?
We'll get to that. I'm trying to conclude right now if this guy was coming at you or just your vehicle.
He came at me. I was in the car dealership looking to buy another vehicle while my work van was outside. I saw him try to break into my car. Luckily my car was locked. He started punching my car, hitting it. I came out here and told him to stop it or I was gonna fire upon him. Then he came over me in a like harassing manner, you know, at a stance about ready to punch and came at me. And I told him if he didn't stop, I was gonna shoot. And he came at me, so I shot him.
I understand.
If I could take a moment to maybe shed, you know, my point of view is I didn't see the interaction between these two gentlemen, but just seriously moments before this gentleman in the blue shirt attacked me, tried to steal my bicycle on the other side of the road there.
That's exactly what I was telling your officer here.
So I didn't see the instance with them, but this gentleman definitely attacked me with without word the same kind of way.
I see. Alright, well then that's I'll go ahead and call that self-defense, and they only searched you because I told them that they could before I actually got the story, so that is my fault. That's not these officers' fault. I'm not going to go ahead and replace those weapons, but what weapons did you have on you?
I had an Uzi and an AP pistol. That's like 80 grand. That's not easy to come by. There's not many jobs in the city to do.
Uzi last I checked out of character is 48,000, right?
Yes, sir. 48,000 and the AP is only 24. I'm not worried about the AP really. It's the Uzi.
Alright, sir. Out of character, I'm gonna go ahead and give you 48,000 on my wallet, my pocket, to compensate for the Uzi.
That's fine, sir. I appreciate that.
Because you shouldn't have been searched, and it's not these officers' faults. It's mine. I told them that they could search you because, honestly, it's the end of the night, and I was about to jump off, and I got called back on for this.
Well, fuck you.
I understand. I appreciate you coming by and handling this.
I didn't get the whole story because I didn't ask for it, and then I told them what to do.
That's fine. I appreciate you taking time, you know, you're about to get off a fucking break and all that shit. I appreciate you coming by and sorting this shit out. Cause like I said, man, that's completely bogus. I tried telling this guy I would show him, you know, and he's like, no, I gotta search.
Like I said, it's not his fault. It's my fault. I told him he could do it. He asked me before he did it, and I told him, yeah.
Okay, okay.
There's the money I transferred to you. It's 48 grand for the Uzi.
I got it in the bank. Thank you very much.
Alright, sir. Go ahead and uncuff this gentleman here.
Yes, sir.
He's free to go in self-defense. And put this guy in for 2 attempted murders. Actually, do you say he would have murdered you or just battery and assault?
I would say just battery and assault. He, you know, he was coming at me harmful, but he didn't charge at me, but he did continue to come at me.
Right.
You never came at me.
Having some troubles. Hold on.
They also stole my bike, which I don't know if you guys had any luck recovering that at all.
Sorry, lag. There we go. Bad. Apologize.
I didn't know anything about that situation, but we're gonna put this guy in there for assault and battery. ×2.
Thank you, Lieutenant, for coming up. I like to apologize, sir. There is some different views between state police and PD. State police would usually tell me some different stuff. I didn't want to search you. I understand the whole consent thing. That's why I asked the lieutenant here. I should have gave him a more in-depth story, and I do apologize. I do take some of the blame for this as well.
No, man, it's cool. You know, you're a recruit and all that. You're still learning and shit. You still got to go through, you know, scenarios and whatnot. I get it, man.
I don't know if we're gonna get.
Well, I'm not even a recruit anymore. I went through all my training. It's just like I said, I was trained by state police, and they have way more stricter views. Have you ever met Gambino before?
Yeah.
He's the one that trained me, so he can be a little tight on some of this stuff sometimes. So I'll talk with my superiors at PD, and I'll get all these protocols and stuff resorted out. Thank you for your time. I do apologize once again. Alright, sir, as for you, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you don't have one will be appointed to you. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you? Just nod, because I understand you're a mute.
I just want to throw out there, it should be mandatory to have a fucking microphone on RP servers.
I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think it's a written rule, but it should be. Alright, sir, watch your head.
Go back to P and get rid of these fucking stripes.
M6, 1024, 1076 PD, 1059 ×1. No. 95.
7, 12, 13, 24, 10, 4.
Hey, before any admin leaves the channel, or if anybody knows where admin is, we got somebody in the chat in game.
I would talk, if I were you, talk to Put Solo, he's a moderator. I need to go 1041 for a moment to fix my fucking chat again. Sumner, you said you're going off? LT? Oh shit.
He's radio silence at the moment.
10-4.
What's going on?
Well, I knew he was gonna leave. I was hoping to I was hoping that he would wait. Excuse me. was hoping that he would wait so that I could take his spot when he leaves, because I left before and somebody took my spot straight away.
Yeah. I know exactly who this guy in the back of my car is. I ran into him earlier and he refused to turn on a mic or voice settings because he doesn't speak fucking English.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I as soon as I said that you could search him, I realized that you said that he fired in self-defense. I was like,
okay,
oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's what I was confused about.
Well,
I want to say Gambino put me in a situation where he said I could once, and that's why I was like, I don't think I should.
No, I mean, if he's firing in self-defense, I mean, you really don't have any right to search him. You have a right to search the other guy.
Yeah, my idea was if he fired, because it sounded like automatic fire. I heard automatic fire. That's why in my mind I was like, that.
Well, that's a whole different story. If you're absolutely sure you heard automatic fire, and he was, you know, claimed to be the only one shooting, then you have all the evidence you need to prove that he's holstering an illegal weapon.
Not only that,
was
you
the
didn't
one
necessarily
detail of the story I was trying to bring up.
You didn't necessarily see him use it in self-defense, so that for me would just be probable cause to search him anyway.
Well, the thing is that he had a story, and he had a friend who had the story, and the guy who was considered assaulting them didn't speak. So he forfeited his right to defend himself.
Yeah, I also
so all
know
we have to
who
go
this
on
is.
is the story of the person who's actually, you know, talking.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah. By the way, I know who this guy is. He claims he doesn't speak English and was asking me to speak Portuguese. So I don't even know if he should be on the server.
Yeah, LT, let me know when you jump out, because I want to take your spot.
Yeah, Adam 16, 42 for the night. I can't deal with much more of this bullshit tonight.
Alright, 10-4.
It was just one kind of battery, right?
The way things went?
I
said
fucking,
too.
No, Putzello over there sitting there calling us fucking Nazis because we told him to leave the area.
Well, he needs to leave if he's told to leave. And if he doesn't leave, then you can warn him that you're going to tase him, and then if he still doesn't leave, you tase him.
Do you record by any chance, Elkin?
Or you charge him with obstruction of justice, sorry.
Do you record, Elkin?
No.
I'd recommend you do, because I don't know how Gambino would feel if he heard that Putzola was calling us Nazis.
Like I said, if you want a scene to be clear and you've asked civilians and they don't leave, warn them that you're going to tase them, and then cuff them and charge them for obstruction of justice.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Got it.
I mean, they need to leave when you tell them to.
I've got a question. I know you keep meaning to get off, right? But I keep meaning to ask this question, but every time I ask it, some shit goes down or we're called away. I want to know a bit more. Like, we've got a rank structure in place. You're lieutenant. You've got captain stop. Do we organize into like little squads, like where you've got a lieutenant to every 3 officers or something?
We're gonna organize into divisions in which, you know, one division will be patrol, one division will be, and patrol goes more than patrol. It's patrol, towing, you know, impounding, all that. And then we're gonna have SWAT, and then we're gonna have the gang unit and stuff like that. So there's sort of a way that we'll bind together like that. But as far as I know, no, we're not gonna be like, these 3 officers always work together. No, I mean, you could do it that way if you'd like. You can have somebody that you always bounce off of. When you call for backup, you always know that officer's going to respond to your backup call.
The only reason why I ask is because I was told specifically that you specifically were my lieutenant, which you know, I'm quite happy about. So I was just wondering how it would work with other officers and other lieutenants, and what their deal is.
I think what they meant by that is that he's the PD's lieutenant.
There's another. I'm sure there's another lieutenant though.
No, right now there's not enough. There's only one captain right now, one lieutenant, and one sergeant. We have ideas for the future. Right now, you can advance through these following ranks. You can be a cadet, then you can go to probationary, then you can go to officer, then you can go to corporal, and then you can go to sergeant. And then of all the sergeants, there's going to be a senior sergeant. There's going to be 2 lieutenants, 1 captain, and then there's going to be assistant chief and chief. But you guys can advance all the way up to sergeant, and I think we're going to have 4 sergeants.
10, 12.
Somebody else is going to take a lieutenant spot. I'm hoping to go up a little bit higher, and then we're going to have 2 lieutenant spots open up. And we already have a short list of people that we're going to promote once we get the time and grade document written. People who are going to make it to corporal.
Is corporal an automatic promotion once you reach time and grade?
For the most part, it's going to be generally an automatic promotion unless we don't feel like you have gained enough skill to earn that rank yet. Sergeant is going to be reserved for people who we want to manage the rest of the officers. So when you guys call for a supervisor, you're going to have a sergeant show up on scene first.
I definitely recommend Jones for that.
For who? What?
Jones. He's a solid fucking officer.
Tends to have some occasional outbursts, though.
Yeah, but
at least when I'm around, he tends to have them. Like, he shot at a bunch of civilians for bumping my car, and I was really confused what was going on.
Generally, though, he only gets that way when the server rules are starting to be abused. Like,
well, I can't discuss who I'm gonna bump with you guys, and I need to figure out what's going on with this current situation that we have before I can discuss it with anybody. So I'm just letting you know that we have a short list and we're waiting on the time and grade document to be finished before we promote.
Careful. Alright, well, thanks a lot for sticking around, LT. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the 15th for, you know, however long that was, and I've been in other places, and, you know, most of the time when you get somebody in a leadership position, I feel like there's always a hint of, I don't want to say abusing your powers, but getting aggressive with it.
Yeah, there is.
And I feel like most times people are more prone to criticizing people negatively and not using barely any positive reinforcement, and I tried to make sure there's a balance there.
What were you in the 15th? I can't remember your voice.
I was HM3 man, or well,
out of town, but
all the way out to HM1.
let me give him a call. Let me see when his next flight in.
Mandeville.
Next flight in is, and then I'll shoot you a text. How about that?
Corpsman by the end of my 15th career.
Alright, okay. Yeah, well, I was in Gambler for most of mine, so that's probably why we never met.
I'm not trying to sound like racist or anything, but it seemed like Gambler was the European section, and Helix was the American section. And it seemed like no matter what, every time you go to Gambler, you'd hear European accents.
Well, I don't know if that's true, but I was Gambler for a while until I joined very recently Haymaker 1. That was before the whole merge. Are you still in the 15th?
No, I would be if I had the time, but I have too much going on.
No, I'm gonna be 1042.
Looks like y'all took off. Oh, I still got Biggs. I'm probably gonna jump off it. Everybody jumped off except for you and me.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go when you go then. I'm not gonna be here on my own.
Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna start working the video before bed. See you later.
Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.
I have a lot of ideas, but there's currently a couple of things blocking me from taking action. So I'm waiting for things to get sorted out here in the next couple of days, and then we should start seeing more structured.
Copy that. Are you still getting off, or do you have any time?
I mean, if you need to do something, then I could stay on, but I'm probably gonna head off otherwise.
I just wanted to talk about, since we had our last chat, whether you'd seen an improvement in me.
I mean, I've only been on, what, maybe a total of 3 hours since we last stopped with you on. I mean, personally, I don't necessarily know what you got reprimanded for, other than somebody accused you of a particular thing that you don't seem to think you should have been accused of. I guess what I'm trying to get at is the people who reprimanded you for whatever didn't include me, and they had all the information that I never got, so I can't really tell you whether things improved, and that's one of the things that I'm talking about. I'm in this leadership position, but I wasn't informed of your situation, and so I can't really talk to you when you tell me that you want to talk to you about it. And that's what I need to talk to Gambino and Stock about. If I'm going to be here, I need to be informed of what's going on so that when you guys ask these questions, I can answer them.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to talk to you about this stuff.
All I can say from my personal perspective is I think it was the second day that you were on the police force. I noticed that you pulled your nightstick out on somebody you told to leave while they were walking away. Even though they were being a dick about it, you didn't warn them. That was the biggest thing that I've seen before everything went down with them reprimanding you. And I covered for you at that point in time, but it wasn't something that I appreciated seeing. Anytime you're going to use force on a civilian, you need to warn them first.
Are you sure it
Unless
wasn't
they pull a
someone...
weapon out on you. Oh no, I know it was you. It was you and Elkin. We were
what
I do? Oh yeah, no, you're talking about now.
What I was gonna ask is, are you sure it wasn't an NPC walking away? Because that happens sometimes.
No.
Okay.
No, if Elkin remembers clearly, it was a civilian who was giving you a hard time about you telling him to leave.
Yeah.
And then I've seen a nightstick come out and beat him in the back, even though, you know, he may have deserved it. He needed a warning before that happened.
Okay.
You warned him, you know, that he needed to leave the scene, but you didn't warn him that you were going to use force to make him leave.
Okay, alright.
Anyway, the point is, that's the biggest thing that I've seen, and as long as I don't see stuff like that, then I think you're doing pretty good. I don't have any other complaints.
And make sure that if you switch to your taser, that you switches to your taser.
Yeah. I had to say something because that guy, as soon as you shot, he was going to bitch, and he did. Oh, you guys shot me, I didn't even pull out a weapon. Like, you don't know how many times people have gotten away because I needed to make sure I had my taser on. And I've made the same mistake, and I think just about every single other person made the same damn mistake. Shot instead of shot their taser.
Like I said, it wasn't the fact that it pissed me off that it happened, but it pissed me off more that, you know, it just kept happening. Then, like, I'm like,
right.
sitting there hitting the fucking button and sitting there showing tasered. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I actually did that right when you did it. I pulled out my I went to taser, but I think what happens is if you, let me see if I can get it to happen again before I try and explain it.
I'm gonna head out, but yeah, I just wanted to ask you if, because I'm always looking for feedback, right? Like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong until I get feedback, and with that whole baton thing, I'll definitely keep an eye out. I'll definitely warn someone if I start to use force, and, you know, that's all I'm trying to do, is just improve myself,
The only time that you don't have to warn before you use force is if they pull a weapon out. I mean, if they pull a weapon out, you're going to warn them. You're going to pull your weapon out, and then you're going to warn them that you're going to shoot. And as soon as they start firing, you can shoot, unless, you know, they charge at you and you have no time to respond.